guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. So, guys, a little while ago, Factory Entertainment revealed their Master Universe Power Sword full-size replica, which in a lot of ways is not just full-size, it's actually oversized. And they revealed a replica which I've been waiting for years to actually own. After they finally showed the full solicitation pictures of this replica, let's just say that disappointed doesn't even begin. When I first saw it, I vented my frustrations on a live stream and show you guys just how I feel about this brand new replica. So guys, let's take a look, and I do mean a deep dive. But just before we get started, guys, if you enjoyed this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post the 2 episodes a week, and I hope you guys will enjoy. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys will always know when new episodes are posted. Alright guys, without further ado, let's take a look at my epic rant about the Sword of Omens replica from Factory Entertainment. Following up with the release of the Power Sword from the Masters of the Universe series, they have now finally released solicitation photos of their full-size replica for the Thundercats Sword of Omens. And when I first saw this, I was elated. I was literally elated. I was like, oh my god, they're finally doing it. I can't believe it. I can finally own an official replica of the Sword of Omens for my very own. And then I started looking at the details, and I basically, what is it called? Palm straight? Like, you know, face palm. I had a face palm moment. I literally had a face palm moment. I was so excited for this thing. And then I started looking at the details, and I was literally like, what? How could you guys, how can you screw this up? How is it possible that you could screw this up? But then I remember going back like a while ago. Their Sword of Power replica, even that sort of fell short of the mark for me. There was a lot of things of their Sword of Power that literally fell short of the mark, in my opinion. But yeah, there are things that they got right about it, and there's things that they got completely wrong about this thing. Seriously, I'm not happy. I am not happy. So a few details here. It's going to be retailing for about $600 US. That actually did not bother me in the slightest. For a beautiful replica of the Sword of Omens, I will gladly pay $600, and I'll tell and a lot of longtime viewers of the show will know why I'm happy to do that, right? But upon closer inspection of this sword, okay, I am not happy. I am not happy. And at first glance, when you first take a look at this thing, you would be like, seriously, even myself, when I first looked at it, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, yes, finally, we're going to get a Sword of Omens. Oh my god, this is going to be great. So wonderful. Then I started zooming in and looking at some of the closer details. I hope this is just a prototype, and I hope that they're able to fix some of the things, about the sword, because here I'm going to deep dive right now. I'm going to deep dive on this, and I hope you guys will indulge me on this because this is ridiculous, in my opinion. So, the blade, I have no problems with the blade. The blade actually looks really, really cool. It's got a mirror finish, and that's fine. I'm totally fine with the Sword of Omens blade having a mirror finish. That's fine. This part here is my favorite part of this sword, right here. This is something that under normal circumstances cannot be replicated. This little additional piece here, the secondary, almost like a secondary blade inside of the blade itself. I love that detail. It's something that when I was shopping around for my own sword, it was impossible to replicate. It was not possible to do. So I love the fact that they were actually able to incorporate this piece into the Sword of Omens. That part is where is pretty much where I'm super happy about the sword. This part here, the blade itself, absolutely happy. I am also super excited about the Eye of Thundera, and of course, opened and closed, because they do have both options. They have the eye open, and they have the eye closed. So here's the eye open, right? That's the Sword of Omens with its eye open, and this is the Sword of Omens with the eye with its eye closed, right? So I am super happy about that. The color of the eye, okay, I can live with that. It's no problem. But that is as far as my joy for this sword came to an end. Because then I started looking at all the finer details. And I was like, what? You've missed so much. Like this doesn't make any sense. Why have you not bothered putting in this? And why have you not bothered putting in that? And this is where and you miss the obvious nature of the sword. It's literally like they took low resolution images of the blueprints that were available on the internet. They took low resolution photos and actually created the sword off of that. Or they took they just looked at the show and tried to replicate what they saw on the show. Which in a lot of times when Lionel's swinging around his sword, it's hard to see the details. So I was totally disappointed. I was absolutely positively disappointed when I saw the cross guard. Again, I'm going to do a deep dive here, and I hope you guys will forgive me for doing this, because seriously, this bugs the heck out of me. So here we have the apertures, right? The clefts, right? The whiskers have turned up, right? That's basically what. If you look at the sword as a cat's face, okay, and that's what's really important about the Sword of Omens. It's a cat's freaking face. This is the eye. This is the nose. These are the whiskers, okay? Right? And here is supposed to be the mouth. What happened here is just ridiculous. This is a sword that they've missed everything about the fact of the inspiration of what the sword is supposed to be. It's not the Sword of Omens. It is literally just a sword. And I'm going to prove it to you, okay? I'm going to prove it to you. There's no texture on the sword at all. Absolutely none. There's no it's just little flat paint. There's no detail on any of the actual areas which need to have some detail. It's so lacking in care of attention. Like, you do have the overall shape of the sword, and you know what? I can recognize that. I love the way it looks on a first glance, but as I dive in deeper, the details that need to be there are not there. They're not present. This is a nose. It's not an arrow. This looks like a freaking arrow. Where is it pointing to? The eye? That is the dumbest thing ever. Think of this as a cat's face, okay? This is a cat's face. This is the eye. These are the whiskers. This is the mouth, okay? So you look at that here, you're like, I don't see that. I don't see any of that. What the hell are you talking about, Jay? I don't see any of that. Fine. You don't see any of that. Fine. Let's have a look at my custom replica Sword of Omens. This is the way the Sword of Omens is supposed to look like. Okay? This is a cat's nose, okay, which doubles as a spade, right? You can actually see that here. This is the cat's nose. These are the cat's teeth, okay? And these are the whiskers, all right? Because when it gets aroused, when it gets angry, the whiskers actually curl up, right, to signify that it's awake, right? This is the way the Sword of Omens is supposed to look, okay? Even the bottom part of the neck, which leads to the eye, it makes no sense. It's too long. On they elongated it here for whatever stupid reason. There's an extra piece here that doesn't belong here. This is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be just the spade, right? The nose. That's the only thing that's supposed to be there. Not this extra. What the hell is that? Like, honestly, this is bugging the hell out of me. And there's no texture in any of the paint here. Like, this is just a flat paint. Right? It's a lazy thing to do. That is just a really, really flat paint. Like, I don't understand why they went this route. If you look here on this sword, look at the beautiful texture that's on this sword. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, how hard would it be to actually get some nice, beautiful texture in on the inlay? Right? This is oh god. This is something which I've been scrutinizing over for years. And like I said, I'm super happy that they're able to get this one detail here, which I could never get. Because this was the biggest hurdle that I was struggling over when working with my swordsmith. That's something we could never get right. And we just defaulted to the idea that it's something that cannot be done because it's just too hard. Right? It would float off the sword unless I wanted to hot pin it right to the blade, which I wasn't willing to do. So I opted for something which was more, aesthetically pleasing. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about, because there are images of this. There it is. I found it. Okay, so check this out. Okay, guys, check this out. If you look here, and there were much higher resolution versions of this. Okay, like, seriously, these were the plans that I sent to Jeffrey. Okay. And if you look carefully, you can see all those wonderful details that I'm talking about, right? There's a spade for, like, it's a spade for a nose, right? These are teeth, right? These are the whiskers that move up and down when they become aroused, and when it's at rest, they go down, right? And the teeth come out because it's pissed off. The actual sword at rest has no teeth. You can actually see that here, right? Again, all these little details led to something which is a sword that for me I can be proud of, right? And if you look here, Jeffrey did a wonderful job of replicating this wonderful pattern here, just wonderful, along with the pommel itself, and even at the bottom, he was able to replicate almost like a cat's paw. It was beautiful. It is beautiful the way he did it, right? Because I've been dreaming of a replica sword of Omens all my life. I ended up, because of because I ended up not seeing anything for like 15 years. I just ended up, paying thousands of dollars for my own replica version, and I'm super happy with this version. That when I see this, I'm just so absolutely disappointed, and for $600, I'm like, why? Why would anybody pay $600 for this? But I get it. I get the people who've never had a Sword of Omens before and have always dreamed of one are going to end up paying for this, and they don't. And because it's been so long, they haven't seen the Sword of Omens in all their lives. They don't even know what it's supposed to look like, and I'm so disappointed by that. It really is just something that really bugs me. So if we look here on the handle, right? These are in place of the gems that are supposed to be there, because the reality is, when I was talking to my swordsmith, we did come to the conclusion that we can't put gems. We could, but every time you pick up the sword, the gems would eventually the gems would fall out. So we basically opted for the idea that just put placeholders instead, and I was fine with that. So these will never fall out. The handle itself, it's more of a straight handle. There's really no bevels, no curves. You can see the cuts that they've made for some of the grips. That's all fine and dandy, but it just doesn't have the ornamentation, the beauty of the overall sculpt. It looks very, very generic. The gems, which are supposed to be the sapphires, which are actually supposed to be embedded within the grip of the handle of the sword, they are adequate. Okay, and you know what? Even I have to admit that's almost impossible to do outside of just painting it, right? So the fact that they just painted it, I'm actually okay with that. It's not that doesn't really bug me. But as you can see, the wonderful etching here, they're actually like little wishbones. You know what I mean? Like I love the way. It's Jeffrey, by the way. Jeffrey was my swordsmith. I love the way Jeffrey was able to actually incorporate these beautifully, and these are actually accurate to the original sketches, the original designs from the Sword of Omens. And I'll try to find them before we log off. So when I see stuff like this, the kind of attention to detail that Jeffrey was able to put down, and then I see stuff like this, and I'm like. Yeah, I mean, I see what they were trying to do, but and as I said earlier, I can sort of forgive this. This I can forgive, like that I get. But then you come down to the pommel, and I wish I had taken better pictures of the pommel. But the pommel here, you can see the beautiful attention to detail here. I don't know if I took a closer picture. Yeah, like again, Jeffrey did so much work on this, and even the bottom, it looks like a cat's paw. Like that's the again just I'm just so frustrated at what I was seeing here. This does not look like a cat's paw at the bottom. It does not look like like an organic extension of the sword. I'm just I don't know if I obviously I'm being too critical on this probably, but seriously, when I look at this versus what they're offering for $600, I mean. Yeah, like let's call a spade a spade. This cost me $3,000. Okay, this sword. So I mean, like obviously, okay. At the time, $3,000 sword compared to a $600 sword. You're not gonna get the dedication there. But still, you could have at least like the little details. At least the spade for a nose, the freaking teeth, man. Like seriously. And just the little bit of extra details that it needs to actually become that much better. This looks like this was dialed in, man. This was. All right. I know I'm going too far with this. I know that I shouldn't be this upset over something like this, but honestly, it bugs the hell out of me. It just does. It just does. I mean, like, honestly, people who've been waiting for this and who have been obsessing over this for years, like I have, you know, I probably will still buy this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably still gonna buy this, but it's gonna be the bane of my existence. I'm gonna look at this every day. I'm gonna be like, damn it, this is the officially licensed replica of the Sword of Omens, and I'm gonna be so pissed off, right? I really, really hope that this is just a prototype. I seriously, seriously hope this is a prototype because I don't want this to be the real thing. Honestly, I hope that this is just a prototype. And you know what? It should be better than this. It should be better. Like a $600 replica, it should be better than this, honestly. And I know that everybody out there is like, what the heck are you talking about, Jay? Like, seriously, are you really going to nitpick about things? Like, yes, I am. I'm seriously going to nitpick about this because honestly, it's just I can see it. And their prior offering of the Sword of Power, it wasn't exactly the best thing either. Like seriously, this is my only problem with this. Like whoever the sculptor is, you know, all the power to them. They had a vision and they executed that vision. But honestly, for me, it's falling short of the mark on several accounts. And I've always wanted my own officially licensed replica of the Sword of Omens, and now we end up with this. I know, guys. I know. I'm sorry for the whole thing. I'm just totally. Oh God, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing, or is this or is it just not that big a deal for you guys? And you know, it's okay if it's not. It's okay if it's not a big deal for you guys. You know, this is me. this is me being such a crazy fan of Thundercats, and that's where I am, right? So you know, damn. Ah, guys, you could tell that I was really speaking from the heart. I wanted to love this thing. I really, really, really wanted to love this thing. And the reason I wanted to love this thing is because I want other people to share in my joy of actually owning a full-size replica of the Sword of Omens. I've been waiting near 30 plus years to actually get myself a full-size replica of the Sword of Omens. And now that someone's actually gotten the license to actually do it, in my opinion, it's just fallen short of the mark. Now, there's still time. I mean, they're just taking pre-orders for these things, and I'm really hoping that, you know, as small as my channel is, maybe somebody over there will listen to, you know, this review and maybe get some, you know, ideas, and maybe there's still time to actually get some improvements made on the Sword of Omens before it comes out to market. Although I doubt it. Unfortunately, usually when these things are already in production, they already started, you know, having test shots, and you know, these are full-size replicas, so it's not a small production. So, but I can always hope, I can always dream that this might be able to happen. Anyways, guys, after listening to my overall epic rant, what are your thoughts? Are you guys interested in picking up the Factory Entertainment Sword of Omens or the Sword of Power? Is any of these full-size replicas, oversized replicas in the case of the Sword of Power, of interest to you as, well, just ornaments on the wall? Or are you interested in actually using them for cosplay of some sort? Or has my epic rant, you know, given you a little bit of pause and thinking a little bit more about these replicas in general? And are they actually for you? Or have you decided, or maybe you're thinking twice about whether or not you can put down $600 on one of these replicas? Guys, please leave those comments in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please do leave me a like. It really does help me out. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Geek Proud. I want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreon and channel member supporters: RyRatCan33, Old IT Guy, Princess Cagali, John Joker, Michael Traverso, Christopher Herndon, Snell World, Thomas Meyer, Budrick Porter, and Joseph Michaels. Thank you for all your support, everybody. It really means a lot to me and really does help the channel to keep going.